Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. A slightly different meeting today, not terribly different from our normal meeting, but it's just a day to pay tribute and thanks to David Plum, who's like the next member, and I'll be going into that a little later. Firstly, we have as guests three old gits who will be introducing themselves as usual, sex members. And there's an apology from Scott, who isn't at all well, so he's gone home. So I'm flying solo. Firstly, therefore, we'll ask the leadership team to be upstanding and introduce yourselves.
Morning, I'm Paul Corrigan, I'm a social secretary.
Go for it.
Morning all. Hello. Terry, I do a membership and recruitment thing.
And I'm Jane, and it's membership committee chairperson.
Well done, thank you. I'm standing in for Ben. There's a possibility he might be here next week, so we'll look to that. Right, let's get the meeting underway. As I say, today is intended to be a tribute to David Plumley, and I'll be going into that in a minute. But before I do, let's deal with the performance league. I'm standing in for Scott as far as the performance league is concerned. And as I look at the stats, Sally is not here, and therefore isn't adding to her total so far this week. She's on 65 points. Catherine is on 99. And at the top of the tree, Jane with 100. I'll pass that round. Right. I'd like to move into what is the education slot that I have nipped. Just to tell you something a little bit about David Plumley, who we're here to celebrate today. You will see him, for those of you who don't know him, when you turn on the website, there's the photograph there on the website of me sitting down. So that was David. We recently, those old kids and anybody else were at his funeral the week before last. And as I said, I just really wanted to say a few words about him. He was responsible for the bio sheet, which showed his level of humour, which is why we're celebrating his humour with everybody having to tell a dad joke. It was he who introduced me to BNI, as it then was over years ago, and he was therefore, I suppose, my mentor when I first started, so he was around for a long time. He was the Education and Development Officer before he retired and left, and where it was taken over by Ben. On a professional level, he dealt with IT, both in the firm I worked for, or linking up with Terry, we were involved with David on a professional level, and very professional he was too. He did a great job for us, and basically, he was a very engaging and personable man. His religion was a central part of his life, but he didn't impress that on us, and you wouldn't have known that his importance in his life just meeting him on a casual basis. We did share one or two dislikes. Greta Thunberg, for a start, we used to get on a lot about her, and I have memories of that. Following his cancer diagnosis and his regular dialysis, he finally retired from India, from his business. He bore his discomfort graciously, and he faced his death with dignity. I think those of us on the old WhatsApp group had exchanges of WhatsApp messages when he went off the dialysis, he knew that he was dying, and there was an exchange that I found very moving. And I think all I can finish up by saying is give him a quote from Shakespeare. Nothing became in him in his life like believing it. And we are hopefully busy today in telling our dad George, thinking about him, giving him an EBF farewell. So, that's all I have to say about it. We can think about it today. And let's move on. The moving on, something really cheerful. Membership matters. Terry,
Hello.
have we got any?
No.
Right. That's what I like to see. Positive. I'm going to send round
Did you know?
the box and the cards. So you know what they're for. You know what's going to happen as they go round. I'll get the 60-second round underway. Before I do, I'll ask those of our guests who are here just to stand up, introduce yourselves, and give us a dad joke. And then the rest of you, the Oscar is being judged by Terry. He will be judging you will not get the Oscar if you don't tell a dad joke. And Terry will also be giving also an award for the best dad joke. So let's get things underway. I'll call out. You can stand up. We'll start off with our guests. Kevin Redford.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Know me. My name's Kevin Redford, and I was a founding director of EBF, which was a great thing. It was actually a conversation between Brian and myself that was overheard by Scott many years ago, and then Scott drove it forward, but we were there, weren't we?
Indeed, you were.
So I was the insurance representative until about 2021, when I decided to retire, and now I've become a holidayolic. Right, my joke is, I failed again to become chairman of the National Hula Hoop Society. I guess I simply don't move in the right circles.
Thank you, Kevin.
There you go, Joe. Lots of groans.
Nick Cook.
Oh, good morning, everyone. I still am a structural engineer. I was a member of EBF since it started in 2011. I hung my EBF hat up in September last year, but it doesn't seem that long ago since I stood. One or two new faces, I don't know if it's me this morning. Guy goes into a pet shop. He says, "Can I have a goldfish?" And the truck says, "Do you want an aquarium?" He says, "I don't care what star sign it is, I just want a fish."
Brian, our final guest.
Is it my 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Always.
Brilliant. I'm Brian Painter, hypnotherapist, and as Kevin said, we initially started the idea of EBF. Although I've left EBF some probably 2 years, come September, I'm actually still in practice as a hypnotherapist. Well, my joke is a skeleton went into a bar and said, "A pint of beer and a mop, please." And the same dumb people went into the same bar. He says, "Is this still taken?"
Thank you, Brian.
My name's Brian.
Right. Now you know why they're all good. Right, let's move on. And we now move on to the round itself. Terry's judging the Oscar, so he'll go first, and he'll be followed by Joshua.
Thanks, Aidan. Yeah, Terry Mayden from TM Law. I thought I'd just describe a typical week this week at TM Law. I've had various debt collection clients, 2 or 3 new ones coming in, owed money, anything between a few £100 and £107, £107,000. Some landlord and tenant ones. Some landlords are panicking because the new regime, old regime, and not you, this is the law. New regime, old regime, so some are panicking. A commercial dispute, which is starting to build up quite nicely. So they're just a sample of the work that I've been doing. And they're the things you want to look out for. They're the sort of things you do. Personal injury, landlord and tenant, debt collection, commercial disputes. That's what I want from you. So if we look out for those for the coming weeks and months, that'd be lovely. Thank you. Terry Malin, TM Law.
Thanks, Terry. Joshua will follow by Matt.
Hi, good morning all, Joshua here, your resident architect from JDC Studio. Just want to share a bit of what's been going on in my practice as well. So, had a really good call with a lady yesterday. She was based in Kent, but I'm happy to travel for the right project. And she's got a lovely 5-bedroom house that wants extending. I also took a call last night from someone in Egypt concerning a building project. But it turned out to be a pyramid scheme, and I wasn't doing it. As well as that, in all seriousness, I am looking for. Actually, I would consider a job overseas for the right client. But yeah, so I am in good demand at the moment, which is good. Happy to travel for the right project, and always looking to help my clients unlock the value of their properties and land. So if you know anyone who wants to unlock some value, then tell them to get in touch. That's Joshua from JADC Studio. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Matt will next followed by Paul Croydon.
Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see you, lovely gentlemen. Matt Barry from Blue Serif. We are a branding and creative marketing agency. We've recently won a pitch to work very closely with a subsidiary of Epping Forest Council. And we have the first part of the meeting today, which is about creating an awareness campaign and an engagement campaign with residents and their refuse collectors, because there's been a lot of negativity around various things. And so we've come up with a whole campaign, a strategy, and then implementation. And that's where we really add value to sort of brand and marketing. It's where people can really see the benefit in coming to a company like ours is that we can do those thinkings and we can see how we can make the most of their budget for the campaign that they want to do. So if you have any ideas, or you've got people that want to do a marketing campaign and they want that creativity, then please do come in touch with me. In terms with a joke, it's a very visual one, very simple. What's the naught? Say to the 8. A very nice belt.
Thank you, Matt. So, Paul, sorry, Terry.
I forgot the dad joke.
Oh,
I went back to sit on my wife last night. I told her, I said, you've drawn them eyebrows too long. She just looked surprised.
thank you, Terry. So, Paul Croydon, followed by Clara.
Good morning, all. Paul Croydon here from Saltaire. As you know, we do all plumbing and heating. When I talk about heating, we do every heat source known to man. We do gas, natural gas, we do LPG, we're gas safe registered. We do oil, we're Offtec registered. We do air conditioning, which both heats and cools, we're F-gas registered. We do renewable energy, air source heat pumps, ground source heat pumps, pellet heaters, we're MCS registered. We do all types of heat units as well. We do radiators, we do skirting heating, we do high level heating, we do kit space heaters. We also do underfloor heating. I was going to tell a joke about underfloor heating, but I think it was a little bit beneath me. So. But if you know of anyone that wants my services, our services, or yourself, please let me know. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Paul. Clara, you're followed by Toby.
Hello, Clara from Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. Well, buying a home or protecting your family can feel like an uphill climb. In fact, I had a client recently who brought a ladder to our mortgage appointment. I asked him why, and he said, because I heard the rates were going up. All jokes aside, navigating today's financial market really can feel like climbing without a safety net. Rates fluctuating, policies full of fine print, and making the wrong choice can cost you thousands. That's where we come in. We take the guesswork out of the equation by shopping around to find the sharpest mortgage rates and the most robust insurance policies tailored just for you. We don't just look at the numbers, we look at your life. Whether you're a first-time buyer trying to get on the ladder, or a homeowner looking to protect your family's future with premium life and property insurance, we handle the heavy lifting from application to approval. Don't stretch yourself thin trying to figure it out alone. Let us do the climbing for you. Clara Downton Mortgages and Financial Services.
Clara, Toby, you're followed by Mike.
Morning everybody, I forgot about the day job. Sorry, so I was just going to run through some of my career to date. My first job was actually in an orange juice factory, but just found I couldn't concentrate on that, so I left. I tried a job in banking, but I kept losing interest in that too. The next job was actually as a sidekick, but I got made redundant. I didn't see that coming. Then I worked as a calendar maker. I got sacked from that, so I kept taking too many days off. I just realised I wasn't very good at having a job, so I moved into businesses. My first business was a hot air balloon company that never really took off. I started a paper merchant, but that one folded. I opened a bakery, but I just wasn't making enough dough. I tried plumbing, that just went down the drain. But then things started to improve. I started a business as a manufacturing tyres. That's really got some traction now. Lots of big business. That's opened a lot of doors, that one. And my gardening business is really growing. And the sandwich business is really on a roll. But I want a bigger slice of the market, so I think I'm going to start a pizzeria. And finally, the boat building business that I started in my attic, sales is going through the roof. Thank you.
Thank you.
Has anybody heard of the phrase quantity wrong? Thank you, Tony. You're magnificent at that, actually. Mike, you're next.
Firstly, apologies for being absent last week. I was gallivanting around Europe doing various music festivals, which was lovely. I had a nightmare start to the trip because apparently it's quite common for us in Heathrow. My luggage got misplaced, and I did try to sue the airport, but I lost my house. Along similar lines to Joshua, I do love travelling with work, whether it's around the UK or further afield. If you ever speak to a company, wherever they are, looking for field video work, please drop my name. I've got no limitations on where I go for work. Drone work gets a little bit more complicated in foreign countries, but again, we always sort out the registrations and paperwork and such. I've not yet been to Portugal, Sweden, Finland, or Switzerland, so if anyone knows any companies that operate in any of those countries, that would be lovely. I did ask a friend recently what's the best thing about Switzerland. He didn't mind, he said the flag's a good plus. So, not so much a specific referral request this week, just a reminder that I don't really have a set operating area like multimedia. I'm more than happy to travel around when it comes to projects, and some of my best work comes from many really exciting places. That's me, Michael Black, multimedia. Thank you.
I take it your drone work doesn't extend to Iran. Right, okay, Sylvia, you're next, followed by Blake.
Good morning everyone, Sylvia from S&P. So last week, one of my cleaners left, and when I asked why she's leaving, she said it wasn't cleaning, it's a dirty job. And we're lucky where dirty job is the only business we're looking for. So we do commercial cleaning, offices, workspace cleaning, but the work that we really enjoy is the work that no one else wants. We do a lot of after-date cleaning, morning cleaning, and in all difficult situations. So, and the reason we really enjoy this work is because it's the difference we make is huge. The clients really respect us, and they're always happy and never complain. A month ago, we've done a cleaning job in the area, and Rats was going everywhere. I'm not going to get into details, we just had your breakfast, but that's the work we really enjoy. And if you know someone that is in this kind of situation or looking for some professional cleaning company, it's a new. Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia. I'm multitasking because you carry on. Blake, you're next, and you're followed by Steve.
Morning everyone, I didn't do 6 seconds, so it's going to be a quick fire. How many dad jokes I'm getting in 6 seconds? My wife told me to stop the person at the flamingo. I had to put my foot down. I'm terrified of elevators, so I'm going to start taking steps to avoid them. I used to play piano by ear, but now I just use my hands. I thought the dryer was shrinking on my clothes. Turns out it's a refrigerator. My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. What do you call a magic door? A labracadabra door. I went to a seafood disco last week and I'm full of muscle. Dad, are we pyromaniacs? Yes, we are, son. A termite walks into a pub and asks, is the bartender here? What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? A tyre. Have you heard about a new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu, it's get what you deserve.
fair to say I'm looking for Thank you very much. Steve, you're next, and you're followed by Paul Drew.
Right, morning guys. Steve Shaw, account director from ERB Commercial Risks. My last couple of weeks probably been the busiest I think I've ever been in my entire career. I think at the moment I've got 15 new inquiries on the go, and I've been very busy so far, which is a really nice thing. I've been picked up an inquiry from the board, which is a good thing for us and for EBF. Where's the market at? It's very competitive, but essentially there are still deals to be had. So if you need a review or you've got a headache with the insurance, please come and see me. Regards to Dad Show, I'm not great at Dad Shows, so what do you call a cow with no legs? It's blank.
It gets better. Right, Paul Drew is next, and he's followed by John Hammond.
Good morning, everyone. Paul Drew here from Essex Celebrants. People often ask me what it's like being a celebrant and working closely with funeral directors. Well, we support each other. I mean, just the other day, a funeral director rang me in a complete fan. He said, Paul, we've got a bit of a problem at the crematorium. Can you help? I said, what's happened? He said, well, it's the funeral of the bloke who wrote Hokey Cokey. We've got the left leg in and then all hope on this. Now, thankfully, real life is usually a little less dramatic than that. The truth is, funeral directors and celebrants do work hand in hand at really important times in people's lives. Families are grieving, emotions are high, and professionalism really matters. My role is to take the stress away, create something deeply personal, and make sure families feel supported, listened to, and looked after. And whilst funerals are a big part of what I do, I also do weddings and vow renewals and naming ceremonies. So if you know anyone who could use a celebrant who combines professionalism with a human touch, I'd love to help.
Thanks, Paul. John Hammond is next, followed by Jane.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology, and we can install all your security needs, whether it's an intruder alarm, CCTV, access control, or fire alarms. Why do people use us? They use us because of our quality of workmanship, but also of our expertise. We have a number of large clients that send us all over Europe because of our expertise. So, if you need a CCTV system that works and does it right, give us a shout. We're looking for clients anywhere, as long as they're not bound by the Alter Trail, because that's an absolute nightmare to wait for. And my dad joke is, what did the cheese say in the mirror when he saw himself?
I'll just say that joke that John 5 minutes crying, laughing.
Jane, yes, there you are.
There I am. Thank you. The English Green Tea Company delivers delicious hampers and buffets, and we recently ran some job interviews. I looked at the chap's CV and noticed a 6-year gap in his resume. I said, how do you account for that? He went, I went to Yale. I went, oh my God, fabulous, you got the job. So he said, yay, I got a job. The next candidate was a frog who came in with proof of his DNA. Turns out he was part Irish, part British, and a tadpole. But then we were told to fire the employee with the worst posture. Oh, I have a dreadful hunch it might be me. So I went to the doctor, but actually ended up telling him about my swollen ankles. He said, gout. I said, I've only just come in. But before I left, he said, I'm also sorry to say your dad was pronounced dead. I can't believe it. I said, I've been pronouncing it wrong all this time. Anyway, the English Green Tea Company is delivering bad jokes but really good food. You're welcome.
Right. Well, I'm Aidan Squire, and I'm from TM Law. And as we've got some more senior assistants for today, I thought we'd talk about wills. In fact, often the most pressing need for a will, although the time's running out for the older ones, the pressing need is for young couples with children. There's the greatest need for a will, and you want to think about looking for those for me. As a solicitor, you find as you get older, your clients get older with you. For example, a group of friends, when it was announced that Oasis were doing a series of concerts, they were gagging for tickets. They were trying. I couldn't understand it, and one of them just kept singing Wonderwall. He kept singing Wonderwall, so we told him to shut up, and he said, maybe.
This has never been more satisfying.
Last week I went to Alcoholics Anonymous. I stood up and I said, I can't stop gambling. He said, you want Gamblers Anonymous? I said, you're probably right, I'm so drunk, don't know where I am. And what we're getting at the moment is lots of new clients to do with making tax digital, self-employed and landlords who can't make quarterly returns themselves. So today I'm looking for landlords and self-employed who need help with their quarterly reporting and tax return. It's Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Minimise Tax. That's my
Thank you very much, Paul. You'll all be relieved to know that that's the end of the Thank you all for making the effort. I enjoy listening to you anyway, if nobody else does. So, Terry, the award of the Oscar, please.
Very much, mate. Yeah, a bit of a poor show today with the Oscars, so it's a bit of a low bar. So whether it gets a poison challenge, but no, I thought, Paul, you were really good because you gave us a whole range of the services you do. You sort of ignored all the noise of the crappy jokes in the background, so well done.
Thank you very much, Terry. Well done, Paul. Right. Now, normally at this stage, we have our meeting secretary, Paul, and he will have time, whilst I was up and talking, to account for all the referrals and check how much money there is. I will be doing that as the meeting progresses, and I'll let you know at the end of the meeting how much money has been recorded to see if we've done a bit better this week than last week. Terry, sorry.
Best dad joke.
Oh, sorry.
I just wasted all my time making a note.
No.
That's the best joke you've ever
Yes, please. Yes, please. So I thought it was linked up. I thought it was...
No. It's rubbish. Well, it started off really badly, unfortunately, because the first person who spoke got a minus. Oh, no. Sorry, Brian. You're okay, Kev. All right, but there was a couple of minuses really. They weren't that bad. There were minuses. There was one who couldn't shut up, who got a -10. Blake was really good actually. I like Blake's.
You told him, wasn't you?
Yeah, but
But they're funny.
Yeah. I know they're meant to be rubbish, but I like the way for the way they seamlessly slipped into the 60 seconds and it was a good job. I thought Mike's was the best dad joke.
I'm sure we've got the story we can stop to give you some points for that. Right. Do we have an upcoming synergy team meeting?
Yes, next Tuesday. I'll send you a normal invite round.
Right. We now head inexorably for 10-minute presentation. Hopefully Ben will be here to fulfil the duties next week. But I've got a list of the various people doing the various things. Next week the 10 minutes is Jane and the ed slot is Scott. The week after that is Dave with Catherine doing the ed slot. And that moves us into July. Stuart with Toby doing the ed slot. What are these people here? I don't know what it is. Ed slot, 2nd of July.
Thank you.
and then Scott does for 10 minutes after that with the Paul review on this is all on the 9th. Yeah, look, he sent it around, have a look at it for yourselves. As I say, with all the people missing my time really. So I won't wait any longer. I will introduce our 10-minute speaker today. If anybody wants to guess, but I'll just say look there, it's Clara Downton. She's had the service not to put in the bio sheet, and so under those circumstances, I will simply introduce you to Clara.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to cheat a little bit today, and I had some amazing videos done for me by Mike earlier on this year, and I'm actually going to play you a couple of those because I actually thought it's quite a nice little testimonial of the work that he can do, but also explain some of the services that I do. So kind of pulling it all together.
Hi Josh.
So I'll chat a little bit about me and then I'll play you a couple of videos which hopefully will work, but we'll go with that. Clara Downton Financial Services. A little bit about us. It's me and Shannon, and these are sort of hopefully come up. Yep, a few photos of us sort of working together. She's also my sister-in-law. So we have a really great working relationship and really kind of make sure that what we do seamlessly works with clients, sort of handled between us and working together. So hopefully it's a nice business to interact with. So we both live in Bishop Stortford. Shannon's worked for me for nearly 5 years, which I can't quite believe it's been that long now. And Downton Mortgages have been in existence for nearly 7 years. Shannon does the insurance side and I look after the mortgages. So very much it's kind of a teamwork that kind of hopefully seamlessly works with clients, giving them the full sort of protection of having the mortgage there, but also knowing that they have the fallback if anything doesn't go so well for them. So that's a little bit about us. With regard to the business, our process generally is an initial call to make sure that I really understand what's needed. I've had this conversation in the 60 seconds before, that really a lot of people approach me and I just want a mortgage, and it's not that straightforward. There's a lot of different things that can influence what is possible, what's the best thing to do. So for me, it's really about understanding, what are their priorities, what are their goals, what do they want to do, and how do they see their future going? Because that really does influence what the right mortgage is for them. And a lot of people say, can you get whole of market kind of thing? Well, yes is the short answer to that. There are certain ones that I am restricted from. A lot of lenders are, a lot of advisors are, because certain lenders will only deal direct or things like that. But fundamentally, if it's the right thing for the client, then generally I can access that lender. And I forget the latest sort of number on my panel, but it's something around about 72 lenders. And generally, there's a solution out there for most people. So that's kind of the process. We collect all the documents up front, so I'll have the conversation, understand what your income is, what your debts are, all the sort of high-level information, and then that's how I know what information I need from you. And then I give you all that information, and I get it so that it's up front, and then I can really work through all of the different options that may apply for you, and really make sure that the solution I come back with makes sense to your situation. And then yes, it's talking about those, working through your preferences. Because sometimes it can be, well, actually, have you thought about this? Would this be a solution that would make sense for you? So it's not just, okay, this is what you said you wanted, here's an answer. It's, okay, this is what you told me is going on. This is the solutions that I think best solve that. What works best for you? And having that discussion to really make sure that the solution makes sense. So that's our sort of processes really. With regard to the products that we do, combination of different things on the mortgages side. So I can work with all different types of clients, from your first-time buyers to your retirees. And I had a conversation recently with a client And we were talking about, does he want a retirement interest only mortgage because he is retired and it is an option for him? Or did he actually still want a repayment mortgage? Because we could take him out a mortgage to age 80, which would give him a 19-year term, and repaying it would only be an extra £100 every month. So actually, did he want to just repay the mortgage over the next 19 years and not end up with a mortgage? And he could not believe that that was an option. But that's what I mean. It's about really making sure that all the options are understood, and then it's an educated decision for the client. I can do buy-to-lets in individual or limited company names, and then there's the equity release that I just mentioned. Then, oh, hang on. I thought I was going to say about insurances, so I'll do that quickly now. The other aspect is the insurances. We can do them for people within a limited company, so there's certain insurance you can have as a limited company director. Also the personal insurances, making sure you cover your income, the actual mortgage debt, all those different aspects. And what makes sense, again, is very individual. So Shannon will talk through all of the different options of what is available and really discuss what your priorities are, what your needs are, and what makes sense to you. So that's the kind of picture of the different products that we work with. So we will now see if this will work. This is a little video that I worked with Mike to put together to just give a little bit more information about mortgages for over 55, which is kind of where you can start accessing some of the what's deemed later life mortgages. So let's see if this works. Volume. Hang on. Pause it again. That's pretty right. Well done. Let's try again.
Try the volume on the laptop as well.
And on the laptop.
Where you plan to retire, how much you receive in pension payments, and what savings you have available. What's more, being over 55 can also work in your favour. If you've had a mortgage most of your life, you might have a longer borrowing history and a good level of equity in your home. So, if you're aged over 55 and frustrated by the lack of options which seem to be available to you, or just interested in chatting through potential mortgage options, drop me a line at info@downtonmortgages.co.uk or fill out the contact form on our website at www.downtonmortgages.co.uk.
I think you got most of it there. Sorry for the sound issues at the start. But it does also give an indication of how he worked with the different shops with us and all the rest of it. So a little bit of a testimonial there for Mike. I do have one more that I wanted to share with you. If this works as well, bear with me. We also have Shannon talking about the process for insurances. So let me see if this one works a little better.
It's important to have peace of mind that no matter what life throws your way, you and your family won't be left struggling financially. That's why personal insurance should always feature in your financial planning, especially if you have a mortgage or financial dependent. But with so many different policies to choose from, it can be hard to know if you're purchasing the right thing, which is where I come in. We're here to help you find the right mix of cover to suit your needs and your budget, and we'll also take care of the whole application process for you. If you want to know if personal insurance is something you should be considering, then drop me a line at info@downtonmortgages.co.uk or fill out the contact form on our website at www.downtonmortgages.co.uk.
So that's the fundamentals of what I wanted to cover today. Hopefully that's given a little bit of an insight into us as a company and also about some of the things that we can do. We do have more videos and things like that on the website if anyone's interested in lots more information. But as always, here to answer any questions. And very much I'd encourage, if you know anyone who's just unsure as to whether they may have an option, whether there's things that they have been told, you know, oh, you won't get a mortgage, you know, all those kind of conversations, that to me is, I think there must be a solution kind of thing. So very much challenge me, very happy to see what we can do and see if we can find a solution for you or anybody you know who feels that they're in a hole and don't know quite how to get out. So that's Clara Downton, Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. Very happy to help with you all, and I will finish with that. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Oh, like all quizzes, 24. She's in university, she's in her first or second job after them. She's not in a position to buy a house at the moment, which she's paying like a lot of ridiculous amounts of rent she's going to be. She wants to buy in the future. When's a good time for her to talk to you so she can start thinking ahead, like a year ahead or 18 months ahead or whatever her plans are?
My honest answer to people is I think you should have the conversation very early with me, because actually it helps people to understand what their options are. You know, one of my friends, I've been talking to them for a while, and we've been working, okay, you know, he has some debts, okay, well what is the situation? If he still has the debts, what could he borrow? You know, what kind of deposit can you do? There's some lenders now which will do only a £5,000 mortgage, and actually that's quite doable for some people, that actually they can do that. And so then what you need to understand is, okay, well what is my borrowing potential? What does that look like on a monthly basis? How does that compare to the rent that I'm paying? So actually the earlier you start, the more you understand what those different variables are, then actually you can decide, you know. Exactly. I've had people come to me saying, oh, I want to do this in a year's time. We've run through the numbers, and they're like, I could do this now. It's like, well, then do you want to start looking? You know, and then they can choose whether they do or not. But I feel that if you have the information, you can then decide. Whereas if you don't know what you can do, where do you start? So I would say any time.
Right, thank you.
You mentioned about £5,000 mortgage. Could you get a £10,000 mortgage on a buy-to-let?
You can no is the short answer, unless you are starting to get to a position where you can get more reasonably priced sort of 20% deposit mortgages. So obviously if it was a low enough value, yes you could, but I think you'd probably struggle to get one that would fit within that. But at the same time, actually, you know, it wasn't that long ago where you had to have 25% to do a buy-to-let, and now actually 20% is becoming far more commonplace and normal kind of thing. So there are a lot more options than there were in the past, but no, you'd probably be unlikely to.
Thank you.
No worries.
You use the acronym PT, I don't know what it stands for.
Yes. Sorry, I don't like acronyms generally, so my apologies on that. PT is product transfer. So what it means is, rather than doing a remortgage where you're changing from the lender you've got at the moment to a new lender, you're staying with your existing lender and you are just changing the rate that you have with them. And what that means is that they don't do all the checks and all the rest of it. So a lot of times people sort of panic. You know, they're like, oh, my circumstances have changed. If I go to the bank now, they're going to turn me down. Generally, most lenders will do no checks where there is just a product transfer. So a lot of people are there panicking, you know, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, most situations, I won't say all because there are the odd exception here and there, but I would say 99% of the time, if you want to, you can just do a product transfer with your existing lender. So it's always something that I consider, because again, as I said, I don't actually charge a fee for that. And what I do is I look at all the options. Okay, what would a remortgage lender say? And then I work out the savings, taking into consideration my fee. So I would never charge people extra to do it. If actually the cheapest thing to do overall is to do a product transfer, that's what I recommend, and that's what I will do for them. But also, with regard to a product transfer, you can often change it. So if rates improve, then I can cancel that and get a new rate for the client. If it gets worse, then the client knows they're locked in with a worst case scenario. So at the moment, when rates have been all over the place, I've been doing an awful lot of that, and the clients will just get an email from me saying, things have changed, do you want me to do something? And otherwise they know they can just forget about it and it will go live. Had a client who, I called her up just before all the rates went haywire in March and said, I think we should lock it now. There's a little bit of a penalty if you do it, but I think you should do something right now. So she said, okay, fine, we did it. I spoke to her last week because it was about to go live, and she said, how are we looking? I was like, yes, you're 0.8 of a percent more now if you locked in than what we got for you 3 months ago. So yes, you are definitely worth paying that small penalty to get that rate, which is significantly different to what we are right now. And she was really glad that we'd done that at that time. So it's all those kind of things that I am there looking at for people. Sorry, that was a very long answer, but I think it gives a lot of information.
And the product transfer, does that also, can that also apply when you're like changing house or moving to a new house?
So when you change to a new house, it's called porting. They do usually look at affordability more when you port than they do with the product transfer. Although there are some circumstances where even if in theory it's not affordable, if you're not taking additional funding, they may still let you do it if you've proven that you can pay it and all the rest of it. But yeah, porting is where you've got an existing mortgage, you may have a penalty that you would have to pay on it, and so you literally move that mortgage from one property to another, potentially taking what's called further advanced additional funds in order to supplement the difference if you've got a bigger house you're buying or things like that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Clara, thank you very, very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Excellent presentation, and we all know where we need to go. Thank
Brilliant.
you very much indeed. Well done. Right, so we move inexorably towards the referrals and testimonials round. Clara, if you can do the running, and let's start with Paul as usual and work our way round.
Great presentation. Thank you for that. Welcome back, guys. Really good to see you. Brian, I think you're 89, aren't you? Is that right? You're 90.
No, only 89.
Only 89. As he said, he's still in business. I've got his business cards here. If anyone wants some counselling or anything like that, hypnotherapy, then please come to me for any business cards. I don't know his details. I've got the referral for Howard, which he knows about. 3 thank you monies, Aidan Howard, and visitors for Aidan Foods. And one of my favourite memories of David Plumley was a Christmas bash, signature team Winter bash, where we were at the restaurant and we had these flaming Zambucas, and he knocked one over, and the whole table settled on it. So that's as Terry does. It makes him think.
That way you knocked a glass of water over
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you, Brian. I'm in the process of building home. Happy I don't need them all, which I did find to myself. They come to me. And I do remember the one we had about 3 years. As I mentioned, I am still in practice, mainly with stopping smoking and phobias, flying, animals, insects. Got a few stocky cards here. But it does need help in that direction. Because nice to be there on this one occasion. I recognise most of you, it's one or two I don't, but I'm glad to see that EBF is still flourishing.
Yeah, I've got to say really, just thank you very much for letting me come along today. I'm sure you it will be a one-off, so it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was great. It's been a blast coming back here. Whilst I'm not a member of EBF, I still give referrals to various people. You know, because you build up contacts, don't you? Names and numbers over the years of people you know and trust. Yes. I've got another one. I do have a specific referral for Joshua. But he's gone. Not meeting on Monday for breakfast. But, good to see you all, and we'll all be in touch, I'm sure. Exciting.
Excellent alternative S-lock, sort of just give an overview and give a EBF eulogy to David. He was very, very welcoming when I started, and actually I remember going to his office, and what a lot of people forget is his musical talents, and seeing his guitars in the corner, and sort of gave a little strum away on the guitar to me. And it's very talented, and sort of lovely to see each other. It's great honour to have you here in contact. Excellent 10 minutes. Thank you, Clara. You obviously helped us out, and you've helped us out recently on our mortgages, so that's great. Thank you. And I've just got a thank you to the money to Paul Legends. We'll talk now anyway. So yeah, lovely to see you all.
Right, great meeting, guys. Quite not dull, so I will bear you in mind because my mortgage will be coming up towards the end of the year. I've never met David, but he does sound like the sort of person I think I would enjoy being around in fairness. I don't know what the match is with the dad joke, so I don't really you've got any way around doing it anyway. But so great meeting, guys.
So 10 minutes, Clara, perfect as always, and great. Excellent. I never met David, but he sounds like a bit of a legend, I'll be honest with you. I have a couple of referrals, but they're both for Joshua, who's not here, and lovely to see. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, lovely to see Brian and Nick, and nice to meet Kevin as well for the first time. So, anyway, thanks all.
Splendid meeting. Great 10 minutes. Yeah, and I was really interested in mortgages. That would be happening at some point to this in the future. Great work on David. I think now a little bit. Yeah, some question. I've got a referral for Matt. That's what I'm busted with LA. And great to see our older statesman here, hoping you all took one of my cards because there is a negativity in my business. If I can ever help, you are the
In case I get married.
Talking about Matt Harris, you know the vows, Anyway, thanks everyone.
Yeah, great meeting. That joke's been great every week. Great 10 minutes, Clara. Great to see the OGC turn up for their family. I went there a few times when I came as a visitor. We were really pleasant, really welcoming, really friendly, and yeah, straight back. Thank you. See you next week.
Clara, thank you for your presentation. You helped both of my children get their mortgages, and they were full of praise for the care and attention they had in relation to the process. My son was particularly difficult, and that went through very well. So yes, thank you very much indeed. That was excellent. Nice to see you guys again. We'll try, if we have to arrange for another one, it probably means somebody else has died. So
Actually, a great meeting, everyone. Fantastic presentation, Clara. I really enjoyed that. And just yourself and Channel were brilliant to work with. Came into your house, that we completely took over and reorganised your living room. Had the chaos yeah, lovely to see you, Brian, Kevin, Nick. Good to see you back again. I was sort of breaking had a little bit of crossover with David in a little while. It's like a lovely gentleman, and it's really nice to see you guys come back to celebrate. Yeah, speak to you all next week.
Yeah, excellent meeting. Great 10 minutes, Clara and mine. Yeah, good to see you gents. I actually have thank you for the money for one of the old kids. So, got really interesting business. Yeah, so thanks for that. When I first joined, David was as secretary, and as Matt said, very welcome here. The visitor seat was there, wasn't it? Right next to David. So nice guy. See you all next week, and I do apologise for my. That's it. Just apologise. Just apologise.
Firstly, nice to meet you guys, and I hope we come here not only all these situations, just to visit us. For your presentation, I love your image and the way you stated it. It's so professional. I just love it, really. Yeah, really enjoyed my meeting. Absolutely.
Yeah, great meeting, great 10 minutes. David building out to that when I first started, around the virus software for some of that clients, and that's he was a really good guy. I've got a referral for Paul, which is an internet platform. I sort of
Did you get a quote?
yeah. Did you get back to sort of plenty sort of Monday?
Yeah, no.
And thanks for the money to blame. And I will see you on
Yeah, just reiterate, thank you very much for you three fine gentlemen coming along to commemorate David. I really appreciate it. David will appreciate it. I don't know if you know, but I've known David, I knew David since 1975 when I first met him, so way before all of you guys. And he marched me up, I'll never forget what he did. He marched me up something called the Three Peaks in the Dales. I was only a little fella, short leg, marched up the bloody hill. Hours it went on, hours. Anyway, so I had my fill of that within knowing David within a few hours. The next time you've known, but I really appreciate your coming. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Clara. I'll definitely pop with my youngest one in touch. Just turned 24. She's thinking, well, maybe in a year's time I'll have a try and have. Now sounds like time to have a chat with you. Start putting her plans in place. My other daughter, she's living in Norwich. She's got a house and she needs to do her mortgage in the next 6 months. So just in the window, isn't it?
Yeah, I suggest usually sort of 4 to 6 months is usually the prime time. So yeah, definitely.
There's no 6 in Norwich. And Paul, can I have a chat with you about air source heat pumps? We've got, I think we're going to do our boiler, but it might be like not to do it. Can I have a little chat with that? The government giving away longer.
Yeah, 7 off.
Get about 10.
No, if you've got LPG or oil, it's 9.
But if I'm old.
Really old.
Yeah.
We've got oil and we need to get a mortgage with Clara. Take it there.
Got a thank you money for Paul. Dave. Yeah. And got a testimony for James. She did only a handful afternoon tea, but declined. Loved it. They both of them ran the sentence. That was so nice. It was not that they've got it, just they've got it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, that's lovely. Miss Dixon, well done, consummate professional, and I even tackled you about Canadian mortgages at one point, and you did your very best to help me. It's impressive. Thank you, darling. This is a thank you for business to you. Thank you very much. And also, really lovely to see your faces again. That's been a real treat. I think you should come every couple of months or so. And it's a charming idea to do a bit of a memorial for David. And honestly, he sounds to me like the man who invented the windowsill. What a ledge.
Another minor point.
Sorry. Yes, so I've got a couple of things. The prize for today is some brownies from James, so that's a referral there. Kind of keep all the businesses working with people, and I have to thank you for the money from Leanne, but obviously she's not here today. But yeah, lovely to see you guys, and yeah, always nice to kind of answer all the questions and sort of chat to everyone. A sort of side point to your little joke there about the energy efficiency, it's something that actually mortgage companies are massively pushing. So nationwide at the moment are doing, if you have a mortgage with them, you can get up to £20,000 at 0% to do energy efficient improvements to your home. So, and different lenders are doing different things, that's just their sort of thing. So it can actually be worth having a look at what options may be available if you do have a mortgage with your existing lender to potentially make those energy efficiency sort of gains, because actually if you have an A or B rating, some of the lenders will actually give you cash back or better rates in order to be more energy efficient, because it's such a major part of what the lenders are having to push at the moment. So, sorry, that's a sort of side point, but it just seems very, you know, linked to what was talked. So, yeah, so there's a lot of interesting things happening. But anyway, that's all. Thanks so much. See you all soon.
I see a synergy between you and
yeah.
I'm not as good as this as His first thought is that he's really good at this. Probably you can play poker. Would you like to choose one?
I'd like to.
Right, it's called
It's from Joshua.
Oh,
we did
Let's
it.
go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Can I just inform you all briefly that I've actually counted the money up and took the shoes off as well, and it just over £20,000 this day. So good numbers. Thank you very much for that. A major event is going to occur now, and it's a bit like the draw for the World Cup. Well, it is the draw for the World Cup. It's out with the World Cup. Paul, you want to take over?
Yes, definitely. That's very true. So there's 18 of us doing it. So we're going to get 2 teams each pretty much, and then what should we say? The rest of the teams just go to charity if they win? Yeah, or we can, I don't know. But I don't know if any of the free down the hill want to join. World Cup sweep take?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm happy with 3 times.
Cool. This is 20 quid each.
Dick,
You didn't send any
you don't have
detail.
to play, it's alright.
Sorry?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the game.
You're in there. You're in there.
I haven't made it.
No, you haven't played. No, Steve, Sylvia, John, and I think Blake. Yeah. I think Sylvia.
Yeah, playing one and then I'll send it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Right, so we've got one extra.
We got 2.
Kevin.
Kevin's well. You legends, Kevin?
How many more do we need?
You get Germany.
Well, if we've got 6 more, then we've got exactly 2 each. So we're now need 4 more.
I know I said no, just.
I'm out. Oh, please. Right, there we go. Kevin, £20. Sylvia. Brilliant. Right. Okay.
I think what we'll do is if there's any left over, we'll default that to EBF and we'll use it as a treat at some point.
Christmas. Yeah, super. That sounds good. So Kevin, Mick. Right, brilliant. Okay. Right. So we'll get to the 10 cents pretty much. Are you alright if I just stick on the table?
Yeah, whatever.
Right, we'll go Stuart. Do you have Stuart first? He's first, Mum.
I just feel I should play before I find out what team I've got.
Cheers, Ben.
Do you want to hand draw it or write it down?
Yeah, is that alright? Yeah, that'd be
Doesn't matter, you can't multitask.
There you go. Stuart in Uruguay. They're in alphabetical order.
Oh, don't we want the glamorous sense here, like Clara?
More than happy to do that.
When do we get the opportunity to grind?
Give it glamour here.
Paul's moved in.
When do we get the opportunity to give our bribes?
It's been a job.
Should we just do the second one?
Yeah, sure, second one, yeah.
Do the second one is Colombian. Who's next?
Paul B.
Paul B. First is Senegal.
They're quite good.
And second is Belgium. Who's next?
Oh, sorry, Scott, yeah.
Okay, Scott's first is Brazil.
Oh.
Promise it wasn't. And his second is, oh my god, Germany.
He will be so happy. That's what it is.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I want this role anymore.
No, Dave Roberts next.
He gets France.
Yeah.
Right, well then,
I'm sorry.
so that's really good, babe.
Remember this last place as well.
And Jordan.
Oh, like George. So basically, he's got a good shout.
Yes.
Okay, who's next?
Sally.
Sally gets the Netherlands. And hang on. That one.
Yeah,
Haiti.
Haiti. Well, that's
Yeah.
too long.
Who's next?
Terry.
Terry gets Tunisia.
Oh,
wow.
And, okay, I'm trying. Curacao.
Oh, Curacao.
Yeah.
I will accept any corrections.
The fact that they're in Italy.
Who's next?
Steve.
Canada.
James,
Yeah.
South Africa.
South Africa.
I think I must have upset Clara.
Sorry.
Not too wrong.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Wrong spot there.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain.
Pick up and run the ball. You're right.
Ooh.
Might be a Bulgaria, isn't it?
Yeah,
Korea Republic.
North or south?
Paul Deleuze next.
Delay. Saudi Arabia. And Croatia. Who's next?
Blake.
Blake. Feeling the pressure. Panama.
Is there a wooden spoon for it?
Yes. And Switzerland.
That's a big
Sorry.
Aidan's next.
Well, I ain't in it.
Asian. Ecuador. A very nice country.
Right, that's awesome.
Mexico.
And then me.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah.
Sweden.
That's
And open it. Qatar. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure we've got the word.
Toby's next.
Toby, you get Bosnia. And what else have you got?
No Croatian BT.
Austria.
John Hammond.
The USA.
They're going to win chunks for a private.
Yeah.
Bunch of wrestling on too.
And Iran.
In the final.
Catherine.
I just saying the one.
Catherine gets Ghana. And Cape Verde.
Dom.
Dom gets Congo Democratic Republic. And Portugal. Yes.
Sarah.
Sarah gets Paraguay. And Czechia.
Czech Republic.
It's fashionable for them all to have their original names now.
Howard.
Howard has Scotland.
Yeah, England as well.
And oh no, it's just a very Uzbekistan. Nick, okay.
He's really qualified for ball.
It's San Antonio.
Morocco
Oh, there.
and England.
Hey.
Oh,
Kevin.
Kevin.
I don't know why I said it like that. Kevin.
Argentina.
on kids coming in the last minute.
And Algeria.
Fine, Matt.
Matt.
Was last.
Come on, Matt. Who's there?
Egypt.
I'm going for the wooden spoon.
New Zealand.
No, it's what it's doing. Right.
Any more? Is that it?
No, that's it. Unless anyone else wants to take part.
Put some protein back.
Oh, exactly. All right, fair enough. Well, then the rest of the teams, as you say, which can
Is there any?
Who's left?
Yeah.
Well, no one's got a rack left. Yeah. So we've got Australia, Ivory Coast, Iraq, Japan, Norway, Turkey.
Oh, I appreciate
Oh, Turkey, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Pleasure.
Right, so the winner, whoever's got 10 wins, 220 quid. If you come second, it'll be 110 quid. If you come third, it's 66 quid, or you can round that to 60 if you want. And then last place is 44 quid. So then we can round that up to 50.
Yeah,
We have a manager who fights on the pitch.
Fights on the
Yeah, I think I've got this in my bag, I think.
If you used to wear a bomb shot on the pitch.
When did they get in the playoffs?
Well, thank you very much for doing that. Oh, thank you for helping and Mike getting it sorted out. Right, well, we'll all look for that. And if anybody says who's got Qatar, you go, what, me? Jane.
Can I just mention that after next week's meeting, there is a synergy meeting, and we're just having a look at whether social media could do more for your business than perhaps it currently is doing so.
Yes, you can.
Let's try.
Yeah, excellent.
Be optimistic.
Right. Finally, just thank you all for turning up today. Thank you for making it a very nice meeting. And I'll send you on your way. It's not raining at the moment, so make the most of it and get out of it as fast as you can. I hope you enjoy the day. I hope you enjoy the week, and I hope to see as many of you back here as there is next week.
Yes.